Yo, welcome to Crate 808, the 90s hip-hop podcast that knows if you don't make dollars, it don't make sense, so don't kill game, let the pimping commence. And on that tip, here we are with our rap nerds, our rap nerd in Nuki, James Midwinter is in the house. How are you doing, James?
Not too bad, mate, thanks. Not too bad, how are you?
All right, mate. And we've also got our Boom Bap Crusader all the way in Perth.
Boom! The name stuck, look at that.
We're stuck for a few years. I've been saying that name for a while. Just, I don't know if you listened, Ray. Obviously not. But there you go. Ray, Raymond Ridge is in the house. How you doing, Ray?
Yeah, not too bad. How's it going?
All good. I'm enjoying the effort that you guys are putting into this background. James has got rocks, which I'm sure is a reference to J-Rock. All he does is win. All he does is...
Are they rocks?
No. I was thinking I've got a really easy least hip-hop thing of the last 24 hours. I'm dog-sitting for my parents at the moment. So I'll try and tell you've got my mum's shell collection there.
Lovely.
I'm in their like summer house in the garden. And then my dad, classic boomer, he loves World War II. There's planes.
Yo, quick reminder, if you're enjoying the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you'll be kept up to date with all that we're doing. And also, man, get involved in the YouTube comments. Man, we love hearing from you fellow hip-hop heads. We love nerding out, so bring those takes and just bring that flavour, man, and we might even shout you out on the show. So yes, appreciate all the support. Now, back to the episode.
So, yeah.
Is that a Spitfire, I think, there?
Yeah,
wow.
I don't. No, it's not. It's a
different one.
Just another like part of the military-industrial complex that all boomers worship.
If it was a Spitfire, it would be pretty relevant because some of my albums.
Stop it! No, stop it!
No,
stop
that is
it,
exactly
Ray.
what the albums are like.
I'll see you later.
To be fair, that is exactly what his albums are like. Okay, I like that, Ray. James, I was going to say, yeah, I'm enjoying how hip hop can penetrate into these other spheres. Ray, least hip hop thing you've done last 24 hours?
I turned up to work hungover yesterday, and we did a arrest inquiry, and you knock on a door to see if someone's in that you want to arrest, and then he was there, and let's just say he walked out, and his name is James, and I was just like, James, and then he was like, yeah, and I was like, I just couldn't remember anything. When Homer like sinking back into the bush. That was me. And there was the guy that I was with was this look of disgust, like, oh, for fuck's sake! All right, James, you're under arrest for blah blah blah. And I'm just there, kind of receding into the background, like just shaking my head, like.
Classic police.
There you go. Yeah, hungover.
Too busy
police.
going out there spending the taxpayers' money on booze and then arresting some unfortunate lad called James. It might be fortunate, it might be unfortunate. I don't know. But
it's like another reason why Ray is hip hop's favourite cop, because from previous episodes we've learnt that he can't shoot. And like now he also can't remember his Miranda rights either. So they'll get off in court later. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. I love how you're breaking the system from within. Brilliant. Love
this. Maybe James is innocent,
Maybe
he just needed a second chance.
He needed a break.
He's not. He was a burglar. So there you go.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he took it.
Okay. Non-violent. So, anyway, let's not go down this rabbit hole. Anyway, least hip-hop thing, my end. Oh, I stopped myself going into a Twitter rant, which I think is quite least hip-hop because it's quite hip-hop to go to Twitter rants, and it was after I'd watched *Malignant*, the new horror film. I don't know if anyone's seen this. But
I've heard about it. I've heard it's good. Someone said it was good.
It's not the film. The film is very inventive, and the highs are super high. The script is probably one of the worst scripts I've ever heard to go into such an expensive film. But it's more James Wan, mate. I don't get the whole James Wan thing. I get Saw, but I don't get why jump scares became he's amazing. It just kind of just does jump scares and is very. Anyway, he's an adequate director. I just didn't get the hype.
It's what the masses want. They want jump scares. They just want to go to the cinema and jump scare. That's all they want. They don't want anything else.
Yeah,
Not
but you know when
seen
The
it.
Shining came out, and I am old, so when The Shining came out...
You remember when The Shining came out?
On VHS, yeah, because we had a video store next door to us, and I remember going in there and seeing his face and going, what is that? And yeah, so yeah, I mean, you know, I thought horror was better than that, but obviously
Do you know
it's
what
not.
my first VHS horror memory is?
Go.
Seeing Elvira, Mistress of the Dark in Blockbuster's Crown Way and thinking, oh, fucking hell, she's hot.
What,
That was
wow.
good.
Everyone
Yeah.
go Google Elvira. I don't even remember this film.
I actually
What
want
a
to
show.
see it. That could have been a self-report because she could be horrendous, but I seem to remember
Let's see.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Hold on.
Right.
Oh, she looks a bit like Russell Brand. Yeah, it's not. That's a self-report.
Which says so much about you, James.
Yeah, it does.
Because you love Russell Brand and almost...
Yeah, I was a big Russell Brand stan. Oh no, she had big tits, so we get on.
Yeah.
Oh, fair play.
As a
Fair
kid,
play.
Yeah.
as a kid,
alright.
that's all you
Yeah.
need, isn't it? That's all
Yeah,
you
just
need.
make a note. Okay.
No, Ray hasn't moved on from being 15, which you know, as we all, as regular listeners probably know. So
Who'd have
what were
thought
you,
Russell Brand with tits, Ray's in there like Flint, straight in.
I have a Russell Brand story. He was once right behind me in Sainsbury's in Chalk Farm, and there were some kids absolutely ripping his jeans, and he was on the phone to someone, and at the same time I was like, fuck off, you little bastards, fuck off, like that. As they were ripping him, he couldn't retort. I was in front of him with my tuna sandwich thinking, this is great, I'm enjoying this entertainment.
Did you know who he was?
Yeah, so it's like 2000,
Okay.
mid 2000s, so he was a big thing then. Anyway, let's get into the hip hop, man. We're here for the hip hop. The listeners are here for the hip hop, I hope. Not for us.
The last 5 minutes. Okay.
It's what everyone loves about a podcast when they come to it for the hip hop and then they have to sit through 15 minutes of inane banter. That's
Yeah,
what I love
shells,
about podcasts.
Spitfires,
Yeah.
bad policing. Love it. Sorry, Ray. Not sorry, but true. You said it. Anyway,
Yes, true,
right.
yeah.
So what
is.
we are going to do today, and it's impeccably timed as usual for Crate 808, we're going to do albums of the year, mid-year, in mid-year. It's end of September, but you know we haven't got round to it. Lives are busy, but we thought, why not? We've got to check in. It's been, for me, such a ridiculously stacked year for hip hop. I thought we got to do it mid-year. So we've all picked 5 albums, and we would like to hear yours. So crate808@gmail.com. Hit us up with your albums of the year so far. We'll give you a shout out, and we're going to go for our 5s and just say why we love these records. So our favourite albums of the year. Yo, just interrupting this episode to bring you the latest on the Crate 808 Patreon. Thank you for your patience. It is definitely all underway. So if you want to get involved and support the show, hit up crate808.com, sign up to the newsletter, and man, first of all, you'll be supporting us, which is great. Second of all, we'll put your names on a wall of fame and some credits, so you'll be in the credits. We'll shout you out every show. Also, you can get involved with us once a month. We'll be just sitting down, nerding out over rap. So get involved with us there. A big circle of rap nerds just chatting about rap. Who doesn't want that? And then, for the price of buying us lunch, you'll be getting up to 2 extra episodes. One, we are definitely diving into the Wu-Tang Chronicles, already being recorded. Ghostface Killer, we're going into every single Ghostface Killer project. We've already recorded why I love MF Doom, why I love Jay Dilla, and those things are coming as well. We're going to be deep diving into why people love certain tracks of the supervillain and man, JD. So if you're into that, hit up crate808.com, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate all the support, and man, it's coming soon, so can't wait. Let's go back to the episode. Boom. I'm going to go to Raymond Ridge. What is your number 5, my friends?
Are we doing them in an order? Have they got an order?
I think we do
I've
5,
done
4,
mine
3, 2,
I've
1.
done mine in order, yeah.
Yes.
But they're
So-
not like
okay.
your favourite. They're just your favourite so far.
Just your favourites so far. To be fair, my top 3 are interchangeable because this morning I was about to change it. So, yes, it's favourite, Ray. Don't worry too much about the ranking. That's end of the year. Album of the years, that's the ranking. So, go.
So wait, my number 5 or my number
Yes,
1?
number 5. Yes, you're number 5.
My number 5. Okay, it's time. Your Old Droog. It's like a really refreshing album to listen to. It's because it's like a concept album. Like the visuals of it, or the cover of the album, and you know when you see something, no one watches the Spotify visuals, but you know when you glance down to skip and it's like got a weird thing in the background. You're like, oh, it's like time ticking. It's quite nice. It's quite good. And then
Yeah.
but yeah, just there's some like. I don't know. Your Old Droog is just solid. He actually comes up no spoilers, but he actually comes up again on one of our albums as well. He's like put in solid effort in 2021.
Yeah.
What are you saying about it?
I'm surprised this is the Nas album you brought. I thought you would have brought a Nas album, the Kings of Z 2. I thought that was the Nas. Oh, sorry. No, you're Old Droog. Yes, sorry, that's not Nas, is it? It sounds so much like Nas, man. I love Droog. I do. And I personally think you've picked the wrong project because I like this album. I just haven't rewound the album as much as his other one that he's done with, well, that we'll talk about in a bit. So that's me. I've got some points on some tracks.
So this one, it's got some like the standout tracks for me. So Please Listen to My Jew tape, which is just a story about his career and where it's gone, like ups and downs kind of thing. And then yeah, it's a good track in it. And then there's Dropout Boogie with Doom and
Doom,
which is weird. Why has he just got a Doom freestyle on a track and not him on it? I don't get it. Why is there just a Doom song in the middle of it? It's weird.
I think he was supposed to have collabed with him a while back, and he's just been to release it on this. I don't know
enough. Pop your
own
verse on there, mate. Pop your own verse on that track, and then it's a great track.
But I thought Doom delivered on it. It's messy production.
It's great, but it's weird that it's just on the Old Droog. He hasn't got a verse on it. I don't get it.
Hasn't he got a verse at the beginning of that track?
Yeah, he's got a verse at the start. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Is it on a different beat?
I think it might switch the beat up. Yeah,
the beat switches up. Yeah,
just do it on the same beat, and then it sounds less like Doom died.
Less confusing for Jambo. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Yeah, that's a solid track. And then You Also Sick, One Move, and Madsen Avenue is the I'd say the standout as well.
Most rewindable that. Madsen Avenue is the most rewindable. I have to give a shout out to Lost Time though, because Lost Time, he said something that stuck out to me, and I just can't stop thinking about it. Where he goes, "LL Cool J was wearing too much deodorant in his MTV Unplugged performance," and I was like, "What? What does that mean? Am I missing a urban legend? Is there some rumor I've missed that LL Cool J wore too much deodorant at his Unplugged set?" But he says it, and I'm like, what does that mean? And he moves on. So it's one of the things that really makes me question. I haven't actually dug into that. So listeners, let me know, did LL Cool J wear too much deodorant?
What were people saying on set? Like, oh, God, he smells too nice. God, stop it.
Droogs took time to put it into his album. So I assume there's something in that. And also, I was listening to So High, and I don't want to be a sample snitch or anything. Horn's amazing, but maybe it was because I had a bit of a smoke, but that one sounds like it's got a Goonies, it's got Goonies feel to it. I've said this before, there's a track in Goonies that sticks in my head, and it came on in that track, has a similar thing. I was like, has he sampled the Goonies here?
It's the bit in the background that goes, "Hey you guys," in the background, the sample. "Hey you guys."
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's the bit. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, that's the bit I meant. Totally. And also, one more thing on that album, mate, I did want to put out. There's been a ton of great features this year. Big up Stove God Cooks on Hitler Wears Hermes 8. He kind of steals that whole thing. But on this, mate, he's got Elzai and Aesop Rock on one cut. He's got Blue, Mick Jenkins. All these, he's really got in on the features, ticking off what I like. So, although I like the album, it's one that probably I don't even get in my 10. Doesn't even get in my top 10 at the middle of the year. Sorry, mate.
Mate, your top 5 are fucking dog shit, so we're going to get
there
into
we go.
it. But
that's the raid we wanted. That's the raid we wanted. That's the raid we plug in for.
Yeah, I'm not, it's irrelevant what you're saying.
Okay, fair enough. Well, there we go. That's what we want to know. James?
You are right, though. Sorry, Bo Jackson, Stove God he's the highlight of that album. There's not many.
No, I was talking about Hitler Wears on the West Side Gun album that I didn't bring. Stove God on that is even better, but he is also good on Bo Jackson. James, number 5. What have you got,
my thoughts on Old Droog were, I like the fact that you basically get to be, it's like a Nas fantasy project. So this one is, what if Nas just did albums like the Lost Tapes constantly?
Yeah.
That's my take on time. My number 5, and then he's got another version for one of the albums that I bought, but my number 5 is Isaiah Rashad. The House is Burning. Don't know whether either of you to listen to this, but
it's weird that it's weird that we're allowed to bring R&B albums to the top 5. I didn't realise.
Yeah, it is a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely verging into that. But, I've kind of enjoyed it. I've only been listening to it in the last week or so, but there's not. I mean, you guys have hoovered up well, actually not you, Ray. Mainly Cam's hoovered up the best albums to feature on his
I was
top
saying,
5.
bring which ones ever and we cross over. But if you want to shine some light on other albums, I'm here for that as well.
Yeah, I thought I would, and I kind of wanted to. Maybe he hasn't listened to it. Well, actually, it sounds like he has, but I kind of wanted to force Ray to listen to this. But I quite like this is like a sort of amalgamation of different styles. It's like a little bit like. It's a 3-6 Mafia mixed with a bit of Kendrick, mixed with, probably a little bit of your Drake's, a touch, just enough, not too bad. But yeah, there's some good beats on this. I really enjoyed From the Garden and Lay With You.
Lay With You is the fucking moody, but I love it.
Yeah, love that.
But that's the thing about this album for me. First of all, Rashad, his first two are especially his second album. Like, that was one of my favourites of that year. So I was really looking forward to this, mate. And it's just not stuck to me at all. It's so odd. I've gone in 4 or 5 times. And every time it feels like, maybe it's because TDE, I don't know, I've had such high expectations for TDE. When J-Rock drops, it tends to be quite good. Obviously, Kendrick. And then Kendrick's now leaving TDE. And you're like, fuck, it just made this album, if anything, it just made me think about the future for Isaiah Rashad as an artist. I was like, I wonder if what TDE are going to be like when Kendrick's gone and then they've got this stable that they reluctantly put work out. They don't like, dilute the market with TDE stuff. So Scissor drops and stuff like that. But this drops and it's like, oh, it hasn't moved me enough to go back. Who else is going to carry that flag? And I just keep thinking of that Black Hippie project that could have happened, and that could have just give me that before Kendrick leaves.
It's not like, I probably will only be listening to a few tracks off this in a year's time, and really it is a background banger. It's just when you put on in the background, it's quite a nice mellow feel to it, which in hip hop is quite a nice sort of change. But I can see. To me, it's not like it's like a 7 at best. I'd say out of 10 album. Sort of but
the interesting thing is the hype was still there, and Rashad still commands that. I don't know what it'd be like after this album, but fuck it might be a grower, man.
Good.
It might be a grower though. It might be one of them a year later where I'm like, oh, actually, I do like this album. So
I really think Lay With You is like great, but then I've always liked 3-6 Mafia, but they're a bit too too much sometimes. So chilling it out a little bit's a nice vibe for me. But Ray, what were your thoughts? I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
you surely enjoyed it.
No, I just thought that it was too it's too R&B. There's too much of the when the R&B feel comes in. I'm just like, I'm not. This ain't not what I'm here for. And then it has this kind of, it's just kind of synth drums, just not like sampled like boom bap beats. I don't want to keep fucking saying it, but it's it's just kind of that weird kind of tick
kind of deep south.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm just like nah, it's not. Doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, Ray's never going to change, people. He's never going to change.
I think that was a fair assessment, though. I think it is one of those ones where it's you either like it, or you don't. It's not. Yeah. I could see people not liking it.
I can see a lot of kids loving it though, as in like younger people putting it on as they call a vibe, because that's what the whole album is that. There's no massive statement, but also though, that opening track he comes in and he's rapping like just so different. I was like, wow, that is...
It's a weird one, isn't it? And then that theme never comes back again.
Yeah.
That kind of aggressive.
But I love it when someone just wilds out and just goes different.
I can imagine Kendrick on the remix of that would be amazing.
Yes. We do need to talk about his Kendrick ad-libs that have been going viral, and his verse that he dropped on Keem's track, and everyone's been talking about it and how it just goes off kilter in the end. I really hope that album does deliver now. I've not listened to it. Apparently it's shit. The verse?
Keem's album. I've heard Keem's album.
Oh, I've not heard the album. No, I haven't. No, I've only heard the Kendrick bit. But yes, well, there we go. That one. My number 5, I'm repping it right now. Boldy James, Alchemist, Bo Jackson. Just like Ray won't change, I won't change, I don't think. This, honestly, was not even on my list of 5. It was going to be Tyler at 5. But... honestly, it's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about Alchemist. He has an incredible year, to be fair, and we're going to talk about another album that's in my 5 with Alchemist on it. But there's something about if Boldy keeps delivering and his flow keeps changing and Alchemist keeps providing these ridiculous sonic landscapes for him, it just happens to be so rewindable to me. So double hockey sticks, lads know I love a beat switch. So when MF Doom on Yod went that way, I was like, oh, cool. Like, you kind of getting that different variety and it's a bit more dynamic. Double Hockey Sticks might be the beat switch of the year. It's so fucking good. And again, one of the best opening tracks of the year with that as well. But I think if we're going into highlights...
ridiculous, massive, sweeping statements about one of the most boring albums of the year. It's just boring. It is boring.
Okay, right, boring. Can I ask you this? Brick Mile to Montana. In what way is that boring? Because Benny is unreal. Like, Benny again has proved his credentials year over year.
Benny, I'm bringing one of Benny's albums. Spoiler alert.
But, I know.
Yeah.
But him on Al,
Benny brings fire. But you're.
But that's
the strength on your album has to be you. It can't be your guests.
No, well, tell DJ Khaled that, mate. You can't say that. you know what I mean? Like, Woo albums.
Another one that comes out, but it's coming right up.
But Woo albums, were stolen by Ghost or Meth or Deck, and they weren't a Deck album. What I'm saying is, I think an album is just as a piece. I'm not saying it's all on Brick Mile, but that is one of the bangers of the year and one of the posse cuts of the year. People hit us up, crate808@gmail.com for posse cuts of the year. But there's been a few I've heard that have been really good, but that one was just fucking stellar. Steel Wool is a track where I don't know how Al does it, but he'll play and I'll play the track, Steel Wool. Oh, that sounds interesting, sounds quite different. And then it'll come on again. And it's just the imagery of being, what's he say? I can't remember exactly the lyrics, but it's like, I'm cut from a different cloth, which is steel wool. And it's like, that is just a different way of looking at that same old thing. I'm cut from a different cloth. That must be one of the most used lines ever. But saying it's steel wool, he's cut off, was just like, again, so different to me. And then photographic memories.
He used to clean sinks, isn't it?
He used to clean sinks.
Isn't it steel wool, that stuff that you used to clean your sink? It's like a bit of steel.
See, I did not know that. Oh, what, like the little scrub things?
Yeah, isn't that steel wool?
So for the drugs, getting rid of the drugs on that. Yeah, I'll get you, Boldy. I see where you're going. But we're talking about features. Earl, not comatose, which is great. Photographic memories. Earl actually awake, which is great. Rock.
I like that track. That was a good track.
Mate, Rock Marcy says something brilliant where he says, broke generational curses with my cursive. I was like, fuck, what a line. What a line. Broke generational curses with my cursive. Man, Rock just brings these little diamonds. Speed Trap, another one. Boldy's flow on that is unreal. He talks, the story, again, storytelling is unbelievable. And then Illegal Search and Seizure, he has a Double Dragon reference, lads. And I don't know if anybody remembers Double Dragon. Does anybody remember Double Dragon?
Yeah, I used to love Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, right? The reason that Illegal
Good
Search and Seizure...
side-scrolling beat 'em up.
It is, right? That when I was a kid, all Sikh people will know this. I used to have a goodie, right? So you basically, all Sikh kids, they have like a little keep their hair long. And I got my first ever haircut, and I was so excited as a kid. I was running around, right, Cam, you're going to go get your haircut. First time ever. You're like 6, 7 years old. What do you want? And I remember looking around my room and seeing the Double Dragon video game and going, that's what I want. And I remember going to the thing and taking the video game and going, I'd like a haircut like that, please. So if anybody out there has it, he didn't get it. He just gave me a short back and sides. But I remember as a kid...
He didn't give you the proper Double Dragon haircut?
Because I think the Double Dragon haircut, if I look at it now, it would never have suited me. And I thought he looked past it and went, bless him, it's his first haircut. I'll just give him a normal one because, he's not going to go around beating up bad guys with a bandana.
But barbers probably look at, just kids like that and say, oh, yeah, what do you want? Yeah, fucking dickhead. All right, just do whatever. All right.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Take quick, next.
So on a personal level, this album was delivered as well. And Turpentine, that's another track that I was just like, I know you call it boring, Ray. For me, it's sonically advanced from other things that I don't get. I just don't get it. I just don't get that anywhere else.
God.
That's for me. God. That's personally how I feel. So what do you boys think? Bo Jackson. Let's go. James?
I can...
Sorry, you say slept through it?
That's you, Ray.
I'm going to be... I'm sort of in the middle of you two. I've only listened through it 1.5 times, and I found it a little dull, I'm going to say. Yeah.
Wow.
I thought there were some great bits on it, and I think it's one that will grow on me, but I don't feel like I've heard Boldy's album with... I didn't really enjoy it.
Real Bad Man?
What? No, not the one with. We did it as a. You said it was the Radiohead.
Major McNichols with the.
Yeah, didn't enjoy that much.
No,
his other one with Alchemist was really good. I enjoyed that, and then this one is a level below that. I always just feel like I'm a bit skeptical of Alchemist because there's no way you can keep the quality up with the amount he's putting out, and he has interesting beats. But like a lot of these would definitely never see the light of day until the rapper's dead, and then they'd be, oh, here's this track you did. They'll bring it out later. But these days, the meta is to like flood the market with everything you've got. Oh, we've done this track. Any good? Yeah, it's all right. Stick it on the next album. Fine. Bang.
Shit.
Like that's what it feels a bit like, this one.
I was on a end of year debate last year and I was trying to fend for Boldy and people were saying similar things about Boldy. It's interesting. For me, it just hits home. There's something about the delivery just absolutely hits home.
I like Boldy. I like him, and I do like. And then he did. I don't know whether it's on this album. It all blends into one another. But he does. I heard a track the other day on the Crater 808 Bangers where he's doing like a double time flow, and I was like, oh, this is different, a little bit different than your usual flow, Boldy, because he does sound the same a lot.
Well, if you listen on this album, I would say this is one of the albums where he flexes that more. Where I was like, wow, fair enough. You've only heard it.
It must have been on this album.
Yeah, if you've only heard it once or once and a half, then yeah, fair enough. I only heard it once, and I didn't go back to it for about a week, 2 weeks, and I went back to it, then I just couldn't stop playing it. So it was one of them for me, and like I said, it wasn't even in the 5, and then bang.
I think there's a few albums in this list that I might be a little bit like this on, but then by the end of the year have come round to. I think. So we'll see.
We'll revisit at the end of the year.
See.
So Ray, apart from its shit, anything else?
And no, I mean, you know, like I think Boldy James can bring it, and Detroit River Rock, which is obviously ridiculous. That's an incredible track. Like he's got the ability to do these like deep moving tracks, but I just found this album just kind of just boring, you know.
Maybe one thing though, actually, there, you know, the deep moving. I didn't have an emotional connection to this like I had to Price of Tea or Major McNichols. There was a real emotional connection there. This one maybe not so much. So yeah,
I just find I'm not seeing. I don't understand why everyone's like, oh, Alchemist. These beats just all sound unfinished. I'm not moved by it.
We talked about the abstract art thing before, haven't we? We've talked about this before. So I understand this is where we're coming from, but Ray, we're going to go somewhere else right now.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to my next album?
Yeah, your number 4.
My number 4 is, again, we haven't done these in any particular fucking order, so no, I'm going to say
I've got it down as number 4.
What one have you got for number 4?
It's at G-Unit. Man, Lloyd Banks.
I knew I was missing something from this album. I was like, that's what it was missing. Just hearing that over it.
Oh, man, what a fucking album. The Course of the Inevitable, isn't it, Ray?
Yeah, Course of the Inevitable. You got to get over the fact that it sounds like he's recorded it on a Nokia 3210 in the shower for some reason. It just, I don't know what he's done. Why has he done that? Can he not afford a fucking microphone? What is it?
Grimy, mate.
It's like Jambo on this podcast, isn't he? Just fucking
I've got better sound quality in my mum and dad's summer house than he does for his fucking album.
Yeah, exactly. So you put that to one side and you kind of just accept it, and then there's 3 tracks on this: the Death by Design, Crown, and Course of the Inevitable. The title track. I've had them on repeat, and it's just and you know he's just reliable. He just rhymes like the way he's supposed to, kind of thing. It's good.
It's one of the most satisfying hip hop listens of 2021, and it is a massive album. Like it's massive. Like again, people
I've not
doing
even finished it. I've not even finished the album.
Well, to be fair, it does trail off a little bit, but. I just want to say my piece on that is Lloyd's voice everyone always talks about anyway, but it's so nice to hear someone who's not been around for so long come in and just consistently bring it on every track where I'm like, oh wow, he's killed that one. And I slept on Lloyd back in the day because of the G-Unit thing. I didn't know his skills were this good. It's so satisfying. I was like, Falsified, Propane, Early Exit. It's really maybe he's that good. He makes it sound so simple but effective. I'm like, wow, it just doesn't come that easy to people. So Sidewalks is another one, and Break Me Down. All these tracks I had written down where I was like, wow, he is such a dope spitter. Now, what do you do? What does Lloyd do now? Like, he's done this album, massive project, and not just spitting for spitting. There's actual substance of stuff he says, and you're like, wow, like it's got personal, it's got a little bit political. He's bringing it, and now I was like, wow, what does he do next? And then I was listening to it the other day, and I heard Death by Design on there. I'm not sure if you've heard that back again, Ray, but it's slightly weird. It's such a slightly weird production, and I was like, you know what? If Lloyd took that and just did like an 8, 10, 12 track of that kind of production, I'd love to see where he goes. I'd love that. Look at we just talked about Boldy. Look at what he's done the last 5-6 years doing that. It's so much more expansive. I'd just like to see if Lloyd Banks could do that and his next chapter of his career be so different to G Unit. So that's where I was with it. Yeah. What about you, James?
I've from what I've heard of it so far, this is like I've been going through all your albums this week, and this is the one that I haven't quite finished. As you said, it's a very long album, but Lloyd Banks, I just always picture him covered in lint because he's so in the pocket of the beat. It's unbelievable at all times.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
You like that? You like that?
Well, quote graphic. Could have put that quote graphic.
He's like, one of the notes that I made about Ray's choices of albums was that Ray likes to get people who will pay Griselda to go on their albums, but then you won't hear them on Griselda's albums. And that's whereas, and like the one thing about Lloyd Banks is that he actually could go really. He's such a good rapper that you could hear him on a Griselda project. He'd just sound amazing over any beat, basically. Yeah. I'm looking forward to finishing off. This is a little bit like when I first saw it, I was like, Lloyd Banks? And I was like, I did like him, but he never really had that many good beats that he was on back in the day. It was all G-Unit shit. And then this is like that Exhibit mixtape you bought to Album of the Year once, Ray, where I feel like I might really come round to this.
Crooked Eye mixtape.
It was Crooked Eye.
Yeah.
Crooked Eye. Because it's got the Exhibit bit on the front, that's why I got a bit confused.
Yeah. Big up Crooked Eye coming on the podcast, by the way.
I'd love an Exhibit mixtape being brought in where he's rapping.
I'd love to hear Exhibit back, actually.
Yeah, I would.
Not heard him in a long time. Why not? Bring him back. This is the thing. Rappers like Lloyd, who maybe we've just forgotten about, are actually fucking great. You're like, wow, I forgot why you were this great. So just for that.
I don't understand how Lloyd Banks is at 4 with this, and then there's an album later on down up Ray's list. Where there's one he's brought, which is like, just... it's honestly like going to a friend who likes to eat at really nice restaurants like Nobu and stuff like that, and then you're like, oh, he knows food, and then later on you just see him munching on crayons in the background. Like, what are you doing?
I think what it is for Ray, like a bit of us, recency bias might be in there, but I also think you can't rank for shit. Like, what are you doing? Like, why is this? Like, Lloyd Bank is... Either way, we're going to go into that 5. There's one on there where I was like, I just don't get it. But James, your 4th, which was a surprise to me, I'd not heard it. Bring it out, man. What you got?
Jazz Spaztiks. Not a PC name for a group.
not at all.
It's not what you'd expect me to bring. Their album Camera of Sound. I wasn't even going to include this for a little while, and I was just like, there will be better albums than this. But then it's just really great. It's just a lovely, like, it's got, when people try and do early 90s production, because this is late 80s, early 90s production.
Yeah.
But there's something missing. You can kind of tell it's new. Whereas this could have just come out then. It just sounds so rich, and the samples are so nice. And like this relates to other projects that we're going to talk about. They're all samples that I haven't really heard before. It all just but it sounds like it could have come out in the 90s. And there's fairly competent like rappers on it. There's no one that you'd be like. I mean, maybe Kool Keith's like someone that you'd be sort of excited to hear.
Yeah. You got Babito on there just saying his shit.
Yeah, it's just a nice album. Like, it's just a fun, lovely album to put on while you're cooking dinner.
Do you know what? I was going to say, this is, I don't know what extracurricular albums, when you're doing something and then you have something at the same time, this album is great for that. It really is. I'm not that, it's not deep or anything. That's how I've been listening to this album. And the Babito Garcia being on there gave it that stamp where I was like, I don't even know who these guys are. Wow, I want to dig more, which is always good. And then 2, the jazz loops are always going to get me. And I was like, yeah, this is like 90s, but fresh, and it's good. Yeah. And I think there's a guy called We Be Foolish on Rock the Block. Now, those bars stuck out to me. So there are those moments, definitely. Ray, and another one, Next House Party People, is actually probably one of the best house party tracks I've heard. I was like, fuck, that should go on the next house party. That's great.
The first verse is quite good for getting you in the mood for a house party, isn't it? It kind of sets the scene quite well.
Yeah. Problem is, I'm 41 and I'm never having a house party unless it's got kids involved now, am I? Let's be honest. So Ray, what did you think? What did you think to him?
This is a fucking incredible album. This is up there for, this is running in the running for album of the year. So it's amazing. There's no skips. Every single not all of them have people. You know, they're just beats. There's some of them are just got no one rapping on them. So maybe it'll be out of the running for that on a technicality.
No,
who knows?
Beat Tape. Donuts isn't one of the best albums ever. You idiot.
Yeah, it's not
because it's not got someone rapping on it. Do you want to go there?
Yes, I do. I do want to go there.
We haven't got time to go into that.
That's a ridiculous argument that it can't be. Okay, Sound
beats.
Ancestors is in mind.
Jay Dilla's beats with someone rapping incredible over them, running, etc. They're made way better than they are just with no one on them. They're like this naked potential of like, oh fuck, this could be so much.
We can't do this.
Don't
now.
ruin
it.
Don't ruin it.
Have time.
Okay, let's not go into donuts. We've got a whole Patreon. We can do live chats about this. But go on.
The Spaztiks album is fucking incredible. It's really good. I recommend anyone check it out. And plus, it's if you given the vibe of most of the other albums that all the Cam's albums, it's really upbeat and happy and like it's like a good vibe kind of thing, you know.
I'm sorry, but I've got really
I can't believe it.
I've got two really happy albums. What a moron this guy is. Unbelievable.
All right, let's go to one of your happy albums now then.
Okay, so no, but Camera of Sound, good shout. So everyone go check that.
By Car, happy. Summertime album.
It's called a Martyr's Reward. Come on, let's be honest. Right, a Martyr's Reward is death. Here's an happy album for you, mate. Number 4 for me, Navy Blue, Navy's Reprise. How is Peach Cobbler not happy? How is Light not happy? How is Ritual not happy?
It's not a happy album.
He's not happy.
Oh, he
on any of the tracks.
No. I don't agree with that. He does actually talk about the same stuff he always talks about, but there's a turning of a corner, I feel, with this. The fact that the whole album is more I don't want to use the word accessible, but unfortunately that's what I can only go to, but it is a lot more accessible for most navy blue heads who've heard, as we talked about, Song of Sage. It is technically 2021, but we could also count it in 2022. That is more emotionally like ridden, whereas this, it's like someone's just thought, I'm just going to go for the most airy, like the production itself, it's so cohesive over the whole album, where I was like, yeah, I felt like, I don't know, it felt like growth from a guy who isn't just doing what he did for the last 2 projects. It feels like now he's enjoying himself. It feels like now he's in fucking.
I wish he could express it in his recording, but anyway, carry on.
Well, are you talking about his delivery? Because I don't think his delivery is ever going to change. That's like saying Earl makes just sad music. Earl doesn't just make sad music, but his voice can completely. I can see that. But Navy Blue, I don't see that at all on this. And first of all, in the Ritual, the thing that got me first was Ritual. And the fact he's wearing a Ronaldo Intertop, I said this to you before, I was like, what the fuck? He's wearing a Ronaldo Intertop and he's talking about Carlos Tevez, which then, by the way, mailbag is coming. We've had a lot of people talking about football references in rap. That will be brought out in Patreon. This is what you've wanted
for so long. Me and Ray have been trying to hold back the flow of football in hip-hop. We've been trying our best to stop it happening.
But it's happening. It's happening. And the people love it. I've got some great ones. It's not becoming up. Go on.
I would say that in terms of jamming in a football reference, that Navy Blue is just slightly behind you in how badly he does it.
No
just
way.
Slightly behind.
No way.
I love football. I'm in the other album. I'm in the middle of the city like Vardy. Oh, fuck off.
Okay, and well, that's a bit different. Yeah.
And then the Carlos Tevez reference on this album, don't like it. Like, I bought Ada in. I was like, that was my album of the year for 2019.
God,
I feel like I can see why this is going to get him more making more popular and stuff. I just feel like the production's lacking on this, and the football references. I've got nothing wrong. It's a good football reference, but his are along the lines of like, they're not quite as bad as kick it like Pele. That how every 90s rapper used to say that. But like he's sort of, I don't know. He's just annoying. Stop bringing the football references in. Just
he only has 2. I think the whole album is a little bit more than just football references. In case anyone's not heard it, it's not a football album. It's just no, but like Peach Cobbler. he's talking about his childhood,
It's
but
good.
on a
It's
track,
a good album. I like it.
It's one of the bangers
It's just
of
not.
that.
He's gone back. He's gone backwards to me from Ada in. It's annoying me that like he's made it. He's just pumping it out now. Just make one brilliant album. Stop doing the Griselda thing of doing 3 albums.
I can't. I think artists nowadays, they're kind of hamstrung by a lot of that, but also they have avenues to be so much more creative. And if you're feeling creative and you want to just keep expressing yourself, I find that's absolutely fine nowadays. If you're still doing it on a level that's good. Personally, I thought this is as good an album there's been this year, that hence is in my 5. This was number 1 for a long, long time. And I think like his personal stuff is now just shrouded in this music that's more freer. It's just freer. And like there was a Dawson's Creek reference in there as well, wasn't there, one time I remember. But that was quite good.
He says that it made me laugh where he was like, these white kids suck.
yeah, these white kids suck, chuck them in Dawson's Creek, toss them in the creek or something, yeah. But like, what I loved about it is that marriage though, of a growth of an artist. You're saying he's gone backwards. I think he's gone forwards. You can't keep making Ada in. You can't keep making Song of Sage, where, as Ray says,
3 more times at least. 3 more Ada and then start doing it.
But Ray has said kind of my argument there, which is like, it was always that tone of being a bit down, or not down, but more introspective and a little bit more. You have to be in that headspace. This album, you don't need that at all. This album, you can play My Whole Life, Petty Cash. As I said, Peach Cobbler's one of my albums, bangers of the year. These tracks can come on constantly, and I don't feel like I need to be in that headspace. To me, that was a bit more like, fuck, he's growing into an artist, which again, and he talked about someone else who's coming up in my top 3, where I was like, I love it when someone grows and goes to a place where you're like, fuck, I can actually see if you do more of this, 5 years' time, every fucker's gonna be talking about you, man.
I think I might come round to this album a bit more, but like the beat, he made all. I don't know. I need to check what the production's like. Production credits are, because he made all of the beats on the first album, but this just doesn't. This has got like
Craven. Not less
rich. It doesn't sound as rich as the first album, but maybe I'll come round to it.
He's got Evidence on here. He's got oh fuck! He's got Player Haze. I remember that's another one that's on here.
So if he's outsourcing it, that's why it doesn't sound quite as rich as the first one.
Timberwolves.
That's why it sounds different. Yeah.
Timberwolves and Sweet 11 are the standout tracks on it. They're actually all right. I can tolerate.
Yeah, I love Timberwolves.
Peach Cobbler's good as well. I do quite like it, but it's a bit
amazing.
light. The beat's just a bit irritating.
Wow. I just find lyrically he's not interesting. There's no like, oh god, did you hear him go? These fucking bars on here. It's like, well, it's not bars, is it? It's just.
I understand where you're. I can
understand that, but it's like not what you don't come to navy blue for sort of.
Yeah, you're right. You don't.
But the weird thing is, I do. It's the same as another guy I'm going to talk about, which I don't.
That is weird. I
bet that Ray ain't going to like that rhyming at all. I find there's 2 schools. Ray loves the bing bang bang bang. Like I'm going to hit every fucking rapping. Yeah. He likes that, but the stuff that's actually infinitely more interesting rap he hates. But there you go.
It's not interesting. He's just fucking mind-numbingly boring.
Okay, well, we're going to go to that, Ray. You've got one on here that we're going to go to that.
Christ.
We're going to go to another one here, Ray. So Ray, number 3 for you.
Because it's the polar opposite of all of yours, yeah. I know.
Number 3 really for me. Angry all of a sudden. Ray, it's fine. We're all friends. Let's go. Come on, this is our favourite albums.
We'll fucking see.
Well, number 3 we're going to be friends on, aren't we? Number 3, aren't we going to be friends on this? I'm glad you brought this because it was on my list.
Oh, you're making assumptions, I think. Oh, well, actually, you probably would have brought either of those. I'll go for which is All the Brilliant Things, Skyzoo.
You've written.
They're not in any fucking. They're not in any fucking order.
Okay,
the number 1 is the one that you both are going to hate. But
oh my god, you're going to put. Oh really? You're
so
I
thought he was going to go with the one. Okay, so go on, right. So so number 3 is. I need to write this down, mate, because I need the rankings for the Instagram images. So your number 3 is now Skyzoo. Okay, right.
I'll put it in. It's fine.
Okay. Your number 3 is now Skyzoo.
Let's go.
Did
you say put them in order? Fuck, it's disorganised anyway. All the Brilliant Things, Skyzoo. Just because it's Skyzoo being Skyzoo, you know, it's that New York vibe, the boom bap beats, and their it's like happy upbeat music as well, isn't it? So Free Jewelry, A Tour of the Neighborhood, Rich Rhetoric, Culture-ish, Bed-Stuy is Burning. It's just put a smile on your face music, and it's mate,
it's so sad. This album's so sad. What are you talking about? Like, there is the production is, but what he's talking about and what his neighborhood's gone through is fucking sad. And you're like, that's not happy to me. I don't know.
But the vibe of the music is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he reinvigorates that.
I'm talking it because obviously I've listened to this on the background of listening to your selections as well, and it's like the vibe of. I don't want to turn it in competition because obviously these people aren't fucking competing. It's irrelevant. But just the vibe of those, I can't remember your fucking albums now. Like Bo Jackson and Navy's Reprise and the other three that we're going to go into. They're not. That's part of the confusion for you. For me, for you selecting those albums is that I don't know what the purpose of. I don't know when you listen to it. I don't know what you get from it. I don't know when.
Yeah, I would say really that you can tell with Skyzoo. I think I agree with the sentiment of that because Skyzoo, you can tell he's got a mission with his album. He's trying to say something.
He always does.
Whereas with a lot of with Bo Jackson, it's just tracks. It just feels like you're just throwing a load of tracks together.
I would completely agree with that. Bo Jackson is more of a art project. I'm just putting some stuff together. Bang. There's no it's a lot of drug tales. All that stuff. You're right. Skyzoo every time attacks every project with a theme, with a concept almost, with heart and soul. Bang. And that's why I fucking love Skyzoo all the time. And All the Brilliant Things is that, again, it's one of the saddest things I've heard from him in a long time. Whereas his other ones were celebrations and the Fatherhood EP that he brought out about fathers. Again, I was like, this is great. This, for me, I think the biggest thing I got away from me production-wise on All the Brilliant Things is the fact that how hard, you're talking there about the camera of sound, right? And it makes 90s tracks and 90s jazz loops and samples you may not have heard. As I have heard so much 90s for the pod, that could easily get lost, camera of sound. I feel like I've heard that a lot. I have recently, either with Poor Righteous Teachers or there is so much, there's so many acts out there that might not have got the love in the 90s, but I can hear where camera of sound comes from. What I love about All the Brilliant Things is he'll do that, and he'll reinvigorate it and repackage it on Rich Rhetoric, Bodega Flowers, Something to Believe In. And when he does it and makes it new, but he keeps them very recognisable samples and themes.
I couldn't be more different to that, mate, because I've really liked this album, but I get annoyed by the reuse of the samples in it. Like Nautilus by Bob James. I've heard that sample so many times that I'm just like, I don't want to. It's just like a mixtape.
But the way he uses it, I thought was quite interesting. It wasn't like he wasn't leaning on it. Like he ain't like using Nautilus and going, right, that's it, I'm going to kill it over this. It's almost like a reprise in it where he's like a nod to the nostalgia of it.
It was too much of a nod. It needed just a little bit but
he does it quite a lot, I suppose.
There's like 3 or 4 tracks.
But that's what you go to Skyzoo. That's what you go to Skyzoo for. The nostalgia is that's what his.
Yeah, and that's his whole vibe, isn't it? It's the same as I know you don't feel like this, but Navy is all about nostalgia.
Yeah, he is, definitely.
So,
his nostalgia is more personal, whereas Skyzoo's is personal, but also thematic, as in he's also about the city. This is talking about the city as a character, whereas Navy's so much more about how I grew up and my, and Carl being fucking told, what's he say in his album, something about I got taught 2 lessons, either by the belt or the bullet, and you're like, fuck, that is sad. But I thought there was one track on All the Brilliant Things which I cannot fucking stop playing. It's Culture-ish, mate. That there's a line on there which says exactly everything Skyzoo's about, where he's like, I used to buy art, my friends used to buy dope. And I was like, what? That stuck to me, where I was like, I know more about you now, because they're still your friends, but you were just so differently inclined. And the depth he goes, and we always talk, but let's not shine over the skill, the technical ability. One of the most consistent rappers, I think, ever. We can't, I know you've talked about this before, James, where you're not that much of a fan of that, but we talk about Skyzoo and it's very easy just to brush over it, but man, the way he fucking puts his rhymes together,
but
just
also the Culture-ish, it's got that trumpet in the background. It's it's an amazing beat.
Being nostalgic for stuff you've never been to, I fucking love that. I've got
that's a good way of
what the whole album is.
Yeah, brilliant. And do you know what? One more thing on Skyzoo. We talk about the themes. What Money taught us was one where I was like, fuck, man, he's tackling the biggest fucking themes at times as well. And he's just going in, and he doesn't, you know, when you talk about like money, such a big theme, and the evils of money and what it teaches you as a lesson, he doesn't even make it any more like less complex. It's still fucking really complex when he's going through it, and you're rewinding every line and you're like, that's art, man. So yeah, big up, man. I thought I had Skyzoo down as your number one, and I was like, fucking what shout. But number 3, that's all good. James?
Skyzoo is definitely it's like you take Lloyd Banks' ability to stay in the pocket, and then you add all the personal shit on top, and you've got Skyzoo. And then I guess the next one along, I can imagine your next album is not really an upgrade, but similar style. And then you go really downhill for your number one. I can't.
Well, we'll go into that.
I just want to prep for it. Just as we're going through each person. I'm so with Ray with some of these rappers, and then I just don't know how the Crayons rapper, like eating crayons, just rapper. Getting a nice mouthful of Karen Dash.
Fucking hell.
No spoilers.
We're gonna do no spoil. I think he spoiled it, mate. Number 3 for you, James. Big fan of this. So both of you are ticking my boxes. Let's go.
Again, another Old Droog album. This time in your fantasy Nas career. Imagine if Nas and Cormega did albums together, because the God Fahim sounds exactly like Cormega to me. He can't rap as well as Cormega, and he's definitely way worse than Old Droog, but he kind of fits in nicely on this. And it's the Yod Fahim, which is basically an album about like basketball references, which I fucking loved. Like all the
album
way through.
Artwork of the year.
Yeah, it's a brilliant, it's weirdly good, isn't it? I kind of keep looking at it.
But then you keep looking at it and you're like, that is a great album. Bo Jackson, by the way, is another album cover I want on a tee. He just fucking looks beautiful.
It is quite a cool album.
What was that other one that Alchemist dropped with Earl when it had... what was that fucking... He had an EP where it was art on the front, and that looked like... I was like, shit, that could be on a tee as well. But yeah, no, sorry. Yod Fahim, absolutely. Ray, what are you saying to Yod Fahim?
In my notes it says, finally feels like a hip hop podcast again. It's amazing. They're both got lyrics. There's some of them, they go back to back, and the Charles Barkley, Mailman, and Lost Smile were the standout tracks for me. They're just this album's ridiculous. I missed it when it came out.
I think it's better than Time, personally.
Yeah. So I mean, I changed my selection already too many times. But
this is the thing, it came out before Time, and not enough people, I thought, went in, because from my thing where I was like, fuck, like I shop entrees, that was top of the Crate 808 bangers list for months, because I was like, this track is just unreal. I fucking love that track.
Switch in the middle.
And you know I love a beat switch, mate. But you said there, Mailman, the hypnotic keys on that, brilliant. Rain Man, the guitar riff on Rain Man, there's one on Carl's album that is a brilliant guitar riff, but this guitar riff was right up there. And there was another guitar on there, WNBA. Is that another track on this album?
Yeah,
I think it is.
That's a really nice little, to actually do a commercial song for the ladies, but it's actually good.
Actually good. And Droog is, but they're both consistent. And we talk about consistency, but Droog, what I love right now is there's people who are just fucking delivering. Like when they drop an album, you kind of know Droog. Even with Time, if it didn't like stick to me, I didn't listen to it that much. His rhyming still amazing, and it's like he's still bringing it. And one for the listeners, I know it's really took off, our flute and xylophone hip hop playlist that we're going to do for Patreon. So crate808@gmail.com with your favourite shouts for flute and xylophone hip hop. And Bert Simpson on this has some fucking beautiful flutes on there, mate. So that'll probably go on that playlist as well. There you go.
I love that beautiful flute melodies on. It's come over the mention of Haram in
that's coming.
Godlike form. That's
slam dunk contest.
The headline of this.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, what a verse from Faramond.
How good is it to hear him on a feature like that? How good is it? Reminds you of just being like, fuck, Pharaoh is, slam dunk contest.
There's only a couple of songs on this album where I'd be like, not as keen. The rest of it is just wall to wall bangers.
Yeah, Questions, because that's Questions is actually got, again, the album cover's got substance to it. It's not just about basketball. It's got other things in there. Questions is that. And also, Disney World, the way fucking Droog is going off on Disney World, these are the moments where you think this is an album I'll keep going back to. Like, because each track has something a bit more different. So I'm very much here for that. And look at us all here. We're all agreeing. It's like the Paul Rudd
I can't believe
gif.
I bought 2 albums that everyone likes. This is very rare.
No, I always like your 5, mate.
Yeah, you
YL.
do, but Ray doesn't.
Ray, yeah. Ray's growing incrementally. Ray's growing.
I got to jump into this more. Like, this is it's a real minor thing, but it's something I find really satisfying. Is that your Old Droog, the God Fahim, the Yod Fahim, your old just the little things, just to be called that, a combination of both their names. I'm like, I'm in. I won't.
Fucking brilliant, it. Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. And again, people who haven't heard these, I know, like Ray, you might have missed it. These things keep coming and coming. You sometimes just miss these projects. Like Rock Marciano dropped another one recently where I was like, fuck, I haven't heard this in a while. Like, again, so yeah, I'm very much here for shining the light on these albums.
Rock Marciano records albums like he records podcasts, doesn't he? Just constantly banging them out.
And do you know what? Fucking still brings something in every one of them for me. But either way, he's a fucking legend. GOAT. He's a GOAT. He could be in the GOAT conversation.
I remember on a podcast ages ago where you were like one of the most influential artists of the 2000s, and I was that was it since Jay-Z, and I was like, what? And I obviously didn't really like follow it. I was like, the guy from Flip Mode Squad. Blew my mind. That was the first time I'd heard of him. I was like, what? Yeah. He's back, and he's brilliant.
And he's brilliant. Marsberg,
fucking, it's very good.
Just unreal. But again, leans into my number 3 here because a son of Rock Marciano. This now, as I said, these 3 I've got are all very interchangeable. And this morning, this is going to be my number 1 album of the year so far. I'm going to keep it at 3 so I can keep the structure. But number 3, Mach, Hommy, Pray for Haiti. Haiti?
Haiti.
Pray for Haiti, right? Fucking hell. Haiti. Pray for Haiti. Mate,
pray for pronunciation.
Pray for pronunciation. There we go. Pray for pronunciation. My spin-off album, mate. Pray for Haiti, right? Fucking hell, Mach, Hommy. Where do I fucking start? First of all, production is pretty much when you can get, and this is West Side Gun being the fucking guy you go to who's just going to curate your fucking album and go, yeah, actually, these are the people you should be on. And I know they had a falling out. I know he was on Griselda. I know he's come back. And this enigma of a man, which if you listen to his like $200, $300 records, it's hard access. He doesn't put his stuff on Genius. He doesn't, like, it's not readily available. It starts streaming 3 or 4 years later. So I completely understand where people's experience of Mach, Hommy might be very splintered. But for me, going back, I'm hearing this, right? He's got Nicholas Craven on here. He's got, who's big up Nicholas Craven. Conductor Williams is fucking amazing. Messiah Music, big up. DJ Green Lantern, Sadhu Gold. These Denny LaFleur, all these people are doing bits in the underground scene. To see them put it together, right? And hear stuff like, 26 Letter, right? 26 Letter, where I was like, what the fuck is Mach on, where he's now rhyming with the confidence of someone like Jay-Z. He has been for a while, but he can now just fucking go in there and just spit shit where I'm like, fuck, how are you, like, I genuinely don't understand how you're this good. And you singing, he's fucking singing on there. And I'm like, he can't even sing, really, but Bob Dylan can't sing, so you're like, fuck,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was
still
good.
Sounds good. Yeah. And one thing that I thought really stood out to me, listening to this album over and over and over again, is he has thought through it as a full-on body of work where the Creole skit in there as well. And he's like, the terminology is hard to decipher, already kind of summing up all the issues he might have. It doesn't matter to him, he has a massive following. But for people who can't get into it, he says stuff like, in the age of instant gratification, the only commodity is to have patience. And I'm like, fuck, yeah. Like, today, that's actually fucking true. He's got these bars like that where there's another one on 26 Letter where he says, Mach Hommy is an icon, end quote. This gonna be the year I got my Python trench coat. And I was like, fuck, yes, the imagery. And
that'll look awful, mate. That'll look terrible.
And all I could think of was DMX and his Python around him. And I thought of DMX, we lost this year. I was like, oh no. But a Python trench coat. But yeah, you're right. But Also,
I
West
mean, I
Side
couldn't
Gun's
wear it.
ad-libs.
People would think I was going to shoot up a school. You two might be able to get away with it.
True, but his mask on there, he's got his fucking West Side Gun. When's the last time your feet had sand on them, motherfucker? And you're like, I don't know, and I want more sand on my feet, West Side. You're right. There's more rhymes on here than I can really go into in a 5 minutes, but it's crazy what you can do with Old Polo in Ebonics. Is such a fallback to the 90s where I was like, yeah, fuck, that's that shit I used to love, and it's just charisma, mate. And it's like, I can't think of anyone I can even relate him to because he's so charismatic. Mate.
Save it for the end of the year. Just keep you. There's a lot in this album.
There is. What do you guys think?
I really enjoyed it. I think this is one that's going to really grow on me. I think it's got, like you were saying, a lot of depth. The beats, but West Side Gun's the sort of standout of the Griselda crew, isn't he? Really, if it wasn't for Griselda, wasn't for West Side Gun, Griselda wouldn't have the sort of credibility in terms of artistic output that they do.
It's his A&R, isn't it? It's his way of putting things together.
He knows all the right people to put on. His ear for a beat is great. I know Ray won't like him, but to me, the beats are just interesting. They're not just a boom bap.
God, nothing's better than interesting beats. God,
no, not just interesting. Head nodability, Like when you hear
they're enjoyable
no blood, no sweat.
Don't you dare fucking use that word. Don't you fucking dare use that word.
Penrail, that's another fucking cut where you're like, shit. 10 boxes, blockchain, no blood, no sweat. All these things don't just make me go, that's interesting. They make me go, fuck, what was that? What's that line he says? Oh, word. When he fucking, come on, this is also what Biggie would say when he says, oh, word, your rap's braggadocious. Put your 38 in your mouth. Go ahead, spit your magnum opus. I'm like, fuck, that could be on Who Shot Ya. Like, that's a Biggie line right there. This is the stuff with Mach that I feel like his eliteness just rises through, and he probably... This year, is he the best rapper out this year? Just for that? Fucking probably. Maybe.
Because subject matter wise is boring. It's samey. It's every track's kind of the same.
Yeah.
It's all samey. It's all like going on about how he's strapped. Like, all right, fucking get the point. What are you got to rap about anything else? I dare you. I fucking dare you.
He does. He raps about his where he comes from, his life, and also his fucking country. How shit it is.
I don't know. I just.
Oh, hold on, you were just saying he doesn't...
I wasn't moved by it. It wasn't like my it's finally there's some rhyming in your selection. So obviously he brings some bars, but just like there was none of them. I was like with like all of my selections. I'm like, look, even with Lloyd Banks, there's some of the tracks that are like, I'm probably not going to listen to it again. But there's a few that I'm like, fuck, these are highlights. These are highlights. I'm bringing them out into my listen to all the time playlist, kind of bangers play. What the fuck, whatever you want to call it. And I couldn't find one of those tracks on here. I'm like, all right, yes. I mean, he's got some rhymes, but there's no track where I'm like, this is the track. Do you know what I mean? I'm skipping through,
letter, I thought might be the one that you would have gone for.
Looking for the track, and it's not there.
That's so fascinating. Yeah, because when I look at it now and I think like there's too many of those where he goes like Mackerel Jackson goes so odd and fucking wilding out where he says something, even his rhyming is wilding out on that, where he's like, next tape you might hear me on sliding on flamenco or calypso, maybe I should tiptoe. And you're like, fuck, like that is like so many different things come into it, and his singing and his like, what is it? Stellar Ray Theory where he starts singing, and that is, even though he can't maybe sing, the melody is infectious, and it just reminded me of Mos Def. It was like, that's what Mos Def used to do. And then he's sampling like Taxi Driver at the end of tracks, and you're like, there's so many things, there's so much range, and if you go to something like Au Revoir, right at the back of the album, it makes you think he's got influences, like Au Revoir reminds me of Player Hater with Biggie and Puffy.
But better, but actually well sung.
Yeah, but an actual, it's almost like he's heard Player Hater and God, imagine if that was good, and just made a song out of that, and you're like, wow, like the influences are completely there, and I fucking find him so fascinating as an artist, like everything he does. So, and the artwork is unbelievable.
The beat selections are interesting, as I said earlier, and enjoyable to listen to, and like different. They all have a different feel to them. It feels eclectic, but sort of also cohesive. And like as Guru said, quite sort of self-aware. It is 90% about the voice with a rapper.
Yeah,
Guru, his bars were never that good. Mach Hommy's bars are pretty good, and his voice is great. He just sounds awesome on these.
Yeah,
so,
I think he's one of the best rappers going, man. Conway, obviously, as well, is another one up there with their voice thing, I have to say. But yeah, no, okay, cool. So there you go, number 3. James, number 3 for you, my friend. No, you've done number 3.
I've done number 3. It's next
number
it's Ray,
2.
and then it's me.
Raymond Ridge, number 3. What have you got, my man?
Number two.
Number 2.
What have you got, my man?
Number 2 is, I think everyone's going to enjoy this one, is The Plugs I Met Too, Benny the Butcher.
Should be your number 1, but yeah.
It's quite short. I almost want to put on Pyrex Picasso as well. They call it a double album, and then can you imagine? That's it. That's album.
Put
year,
73 Camino. Just 73 Camino, mate. That fucking track. Oh, go on. Yeah, Plugs I Met Too.
Basically, like I say, how I've been how I've been really doing this is the tracks that I keep going back to and I put on a playlist and like I'm always putting on repeat. Fucking When Tony Met Sosa and Live By It as well. Like these tunes, and to use the fucking phrase that I use, they do change the way you walk. They come on and you're like, this is the shit.
Yeah.
This is fuck you music. It's it's just aren't they? They're just it's
music.
ridiculous.
When you think a genre has run dry, like gangster soundtrack samples, you think that's dry now, innit? It's been 50 years of using this shit.
And then he comes with, and the thing is, like,
Harry
even
Fraud,
the aesthetic,
just fucking Harry Fraud.
Yeah, totally. The album, it is the vibe of when Tony Met Sosa. The whole like even the music would be at home in fucking Scarface as well. It's like, it surprised me, and plus, like as well, like Benny's rhyming so reliably. He's always like rhymes the last 2 words. It's always the last 2 words. The way he does it, the way he does it. And there's a little part of me that's like, it's kind of predictable, but it's like
so good though.
Really fucking satisfying.
If you're good at it,
like,
if you're good at it though,
yeah.
But this is what you were saying earlier. You were saying there about Mach, and you say Mach dare you to rhyme about something different. And clearly he does, but obviously you might not have heard all those
to be
things.
Honest, he might have. He might have, but I wasn't inspired to listen to the album too much, so I was a bit like, fucking hell.
But it's the same thing you could have said about Benny.
Yeah, totally. I put my hands up to it. Yeah, Benny. It's not like he has a massive range of deep thought kind of thing. It's just drug dealing and gangsterism. But I like it. I don't know. It's a whole different thing. It's weird. It's the thing. I guess
It's because it's not. They don't take themselves too seriously. Benny the Butcher makes. I remember he had a line where he's like, "I spent more." This is an old line, but I spent more on the baggies than they did on the yayo. Like that kind of silliness. Like imagine spending more on plastic bags than drugs than they did on their own drugs.
Because he cut that shit up so much.
He is selling so much drugs. He had to spend more on plastic bags than they did on drugs. That kind of thing is funny. Whereas Mach Hommy's a little bit more taking himself quite seriously, and like I can see why. Yeah, Benny's a more entertaining listen. Like,
I mean,
sure.
I can sort of see that.
It's a better album. Pray for Haiti is a much better album than this, but this is like just an enjoyable, short. Also, this is in the James Midwinter.
Came out early.
Yeah,
you've had time to really rinse it.
If you have a small album, I'm going to give you higher scores because I ain't got time to be listening to 22 tracks.
And he brought out 2 small albums and had fucking beats on it as well.
Yeah, no.
There you go.
I just the thing with Benny as well. I always imagine like people at a barbecue like cooking just vegetables. And then, like, Benny, he's cooking the vegetables. He's like, "The butcher coming!" The
butcher coming.
Right. Is he coming? Because he's just got vegetables at the moment.
I'll say that shit.
It's some meat on this barbecue. Oh, butcher never gets there though, does he? He's always
but he says it through his teeth.
Okay,
he says it through the butcher coming. He says it through his teeth. I fucking love it. But I was going to say there is a shout here, and let's not gloss over Harry Fraud. Harry Fraud fucking bringing it again, consistency. We all talked about the Glass 2.0 record with Mayhem Lorraine last year, and that was fucking unbelievable. What a legend. And this is the same. This is the same shit. He just knows how to bring this shit. And I would say Benny might be having such a swagger with his rap now. He's so comfortable in his rap now that longevity, No Instructions, which might be one of my favourite Benny bangers. No Instructions is so fucking good. But it's, we're saying there, talk about something different. He does have that emotion to it, and Plug Talk and Live By It were another ones where I was like, actually, it's fucking deep. It is actually get deep. But I feel like someone like Ransom definitely talks about all that other different shit, like political shit, cultural shit, his people, all that stuff. Benny doesn't as much, but there's a weird amalgamation of the two kind of goes in my head, and I love both of them. And I really enjoy the Plugs I Met too. I know it was getting a bit of hate for being boring at the beginning of the year. I was like, fuck you, man. And because it came out so early, I rinsed it so much more until all the flood of other shit came out. So yeah, there you go.
I enjoy the Harry Fraud beats on this way more than last year when Benny and Conway were trying to do 95 Jay-Z type albums that had like the sort of production was a bit more Hit Boyish, where it's a little bit, that period where Jay-Z was between his first album and the Puff Daddy era, and it was kind of like my lifetime. They were both doing In My Lifetime type albums, and I was just a bit like, I'm not into this as much.
You say that
samples, much prefer them over a nice sort of drawn out sample like these.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was thinking this year. If there's anything missing, and we can't be fucking, too selfish because we've had so much good music. But I was like, fuck, you know what? This is the one year where I thought Conway might just fucking go over the top, and he's kind of reined it in. And he's had a few albums that have come out, and they've been good. But yeah, I've been like, wow, I'm surprised he hasn't got the Plugs I Met too.
Are any of these ever? None of these are ever going to go over the top, are they? Like they're not. They're just.
I didn't mean commercial. I just meant like, you're now making music, because it was so interesting how he ended his 2020, where you were like, I wonder what the next thing's going to be. Is he going to do even more expansive stuff? And he hasn't as yet, but it's mid-year.
They can only ever talk about drugs. That's it.
No, Conway. I've said this before. Conway brings out other stuff as well. I have heard.
Gunfights as well. He does do gunfights, you're right.
And police brutality, and his dad, and his mum. All this, he does bring all that.
Conway does seem to have a bit more pain than the others.
I think he, as we've talked before, I think he's a lot more troubled individual as well. So, James, number 2 for you then, mate. What is your number 2, mate?
What is my number 2? My number 2 is, if I just based off a name for like a sort of artist, Old Burger Beats.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be one that I'd pick, but Old Burger Beats and Vuyo, who's a South African rapper, and I think he's a Danish producer. Old Burger Beats is. So it's a bit of Africa meets Europe kind of amalgamation. The album's called Dialogue, and again, it's really lovely sort of samples with just some fairly decent like rapping over the top of it, and a rapper who isn't just talking about drugs, isn't American, is coming from a different angle, so I kind of enjoyed that. This is my like second most listened to album of the year. I reckon Jazz Spaztiks probably might trump this going forward, but I really enjoyed it. It's such a gentle, enjoyable sort of summery feeling album based around gorgeous, rich like loops.
And another Ronaldo reference on Mahershala Ali. So
yeah, it's a better. It feels more. It doesn't feel as like you can't be all serious and sort of poetic and then suddenly throw in a Carlos Tevez reference. You've got to be a bit more playful. And he also has
a Ricky Gervais reference, and I was very intrigued to know who these guys were. And Seinfeld,
yeah.
It's an album I was intrigued to know more about. What about you, Ray? What do you think?
It's a wicked album. Yeah, no, I loved it. I mean, it's really basic rhyming.
Can't believe
it. The rhyming is really, really basic, and I don't think he mentions guns or drugs once, which is like kind of a shock given the other selections
we'll find out later when he goes to jail for life that he's one of the biggest drug dealer in hip hop. But he was smart. He was smart. He never put it on wax.
Yeah, exactly.
Never mentioned it. But there's a lot of interludes. There is a lot of interludes, but it's a thoroughly enjoyable. It's a quality album. Yeah, I put lovely beats.
Yeah, I called it a lovely album. It's a lovely album.
Yeah, it is a lovely album.
A gentle, lovely album.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there's an unerring amount of love for Jay Dilla on this album. When you hear like Timeless, We Made It, Schengen Visa, all these tracks I've noted down. Vent, great opening verse there on Vent. These were the things where I was like, oh yeah, like they fucking love Dilla, and they've just put him into their work and made it their own now, which I think is a great thing to do. I think Brothers was a track that stuck out to me because it was actually quite personable and really personal. And as a brother, I was like, oh, that really meant, it was quite nice to listen to something like that. And one of my favourite relationships in films is a brother relationship or a father-son, as you guys probably know. So, yeah, there you go. I love that. And although one thing, the Alan Valet interlude, you said there's a lot of interludes, that needs to actually be fucking rapped on. That one needs to be rapped on, though. As in... That's fucking brilliant and way too brief to be just put like that. But yeah,
I like some of the poetry on the interludes as well. That little brother, that one where it's the little brothers over and over again.
Yeah,
like that. I really enjoyed that. It's just a lovely album. It reminds me a little bit of Reflection Eternal. Talib Kweli and DJ High Tech, the sort of pairing of a producer and a rapper, and like there's the African influence in that album as well. And
Nice shout, James.
It's not got like they're not going to be rapping about yayo and guns and stuff.
Yeah, we
like
don't need that. Exactly.
Yeah.
I like the fact it's outside the pocket of what we've usually bring in as well, so that's always good. So my number 2, again, was number 1 at the beginning of the year, and then blah, blah, it changes. Armand Hammer, Haram. I know we've talked about this a bit before on the podcast. It's really very hard to talk about Armand Hammer's music and really know what you're saying. It's very... hard to explain, I would say, and it's easy to use the same old cliches, which they were on the podcast and we did talk about it, and it's just one of them difficult things to talk about. But Haram for me has lasted just the test of time, I think, as in it came out really early, 2 fucking supersonic creative forces. Like, I know you might not like Al and you may not like Bullywoods or Elucid and what they do, but what you can't say is they don't do the same shit everyone does. So they, in their own spheres, are just like so creative. The fact that they combined with the hype was fucking real. And I just thought it really delivered, to the point now where I'm listening to this now, I'm thinking, really interested to see what comes after this. Not for those guys might do their own thing, but does it actually affect other younger artists coming up? Because this is quite different to Earl. This is quite different to other stuff. It's much more emotive. It's much more based in the roots of where they come from, and they take it and just fucking go into some space shit where you're like, do you know what? In 2030, I wonder what effect this album will have. For me, I don't know. But the themes, it seems like they're endless, like colonialism, slavery, fucking gentrification, and not just those themes, but also things about growing up in very religious households and not being religious. One of the best fucking love songs or heart-wrenching songs, Stone Fruit, where you're like, fuck, I've never heard rappers talk about love in such a devastating way. So although it has all those things and the devastation, the fucking... I think there's moments in it where I'm like, fuck, Falling Out of the Sky is just fucking beautiful. You can play Falling Out of the Sky.
It's such a good song.
It's just beautiful. And you said sad or whatever. I don't think that's sad. I think that's so uplifting. And then it brings you crashing back down to earth with some of the fucking bars. Curly Castro, big up, man. I know you've been on the pod, but Curly Castro's bar is still probably my favourite line, where he says, fuck Puff, survivor's remorse should keep him fucked up. And I'm like, fuck, like, that line brings it home about the whole Biggie thing, about where Puffy's gone since. And I was like, there's so many moments on this album, and there are moments, I won't say, like, I got it on vinyl and you can play it front to back, but there's moments that just fucking shine through where I'm like, shit, yeah, like, it's like a, and I hate to be that cliche, but it is a bit like a puzzle, and it is a bit more like, what's he saying now? I think it's Chicharrones, where Wood says, your crew's fragile like the Caucasus, as the Balkans is. It's one N who's nice, the rest is sausages. And you're like, wow.
He ran out of words there.
I fucking love that.
He ran out of words. So I was like, does that make sense?
but then look at the fucking deep, complex questioning of the same shit that we all fucking get conditioned to. And again, I know we talked about it before, but Quelle Chris, I know we love him on this pod, and he hasn't maybe brought as much out this year, but the fact he brought out we let BLM become our new FUBU is such an interesting line, where I was like, fuck, like, you could decipher that line for ages, BLM becoming our new FUBU. And you're like, there's these moments in it that just always just keep delivering for me, man. And what was it? fuck yeah, Sir Benny Miles, like the bars on that. What the fucking ain't no saving us, ain't no slaving us. You're gonna need a bigger boat. Here's some more rope, and you're like shit, but you keep giving them more rope. There's so much. It's just very complex, and it's not. It's like life. It's not one dimensional. It's not just about one thing. Life is very complicated, and they try to sum it up in their stuff about having vengeance on his dad from the 7th grade, and then they'll put in fucking the Allen Iverson speech thing where he's like, practice? You talk about practice? And you're like, shit, like, I know Ted Lasso did that this year, but fuck me, like, there's these moments where you're just like, yeah, like...
Can we talk about Ted Lasso at some point?
We absolutely can now if you want to, mate.
I don't get it. I do get it, but I don't get it.
It's good. It just feels...
I've watched the whole first season and I felt really good, but I was also like, that was shit at the same time, and I can't quite work out whether it's good or shit.
It's the the pendulum of life, right? Where you go pendulum of life. So politics goes left, then eventually goes right, then goes left, then goes middle. It's like the toxicness of social networking went that way, and I feel like the toxicity of the last 5 years in general media, I think the people who made Ted Lasso were like, fuck that, let's swing the pendulum all the way back to a guy who's so nice, you want to fucking hate him, but you can't hate him because he's so fucking nice. And I think that's
I just kept watching it. I was like, that was crap, but I need to find out what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I finished the season now, and I was like, I don't know whether I'm going to start the next one, but I probably will, because I want to find out whether Jamie Tart goes back to Richmond AFC.
You talking about practice? And it reminded me of Armand Hammer. So there you go. There's a Ted Lasso Armand Hammer crossover.
Armand Hammer are weird because they're like, this album, it's like a Darren Aronofsky film where I'm like, I got through it and I was like, that was fucking quality. Do you want to listen to it again? I'm not sure I do. I want to listen to Falling Out the Sky again. And Stone Fruit possibly. But I'm not sure it's one I do. Oh, do you know what? We're going to have a barbecue. Why don't you just throw on some Armand Hammer? No one's doing that.
I don't think it's for that, no. I don't think it's
great.
For
it was like an indie film that like I was really glad I watched, but I'm not sure that I'm going to listen to it that many times again. We'll see. I probably will like listen to it again, but it's not one I'm going to be throwing on in the mix regularly. I
think one thing that's changed my listening...
I'm not watching the indie film. I'm not listening to Armand Hammer again. I found... the rhyming was rare and optional. It sounds like a guy reading poetry aggressively. And
it doesn't
Just, do you know what I mean?
It's very serious, isn't it?
It is. It's just very serious. And I just felt like, I took a deep breath, like, okay. And I'd try and I'm not interested. I'm just, and I don't know, again.
I thought you liked Billy Woods. I remember you liking his albums before.
Remember was it last year when what's the one with the I can't remember.
A couple of years ago there was a Billy Woods album.
House,
the house on the front. And Ray really liked it.
Fucking what an album. That was interesting. It was just this. I don't know what it is about it. And plus, Alchemist beats again. I'm just like, these all sound unfinished. Like, mate, fucking hell, where Alchemist goes with this.
Why don't you finish any of your beats? What's
going on? Put a boom bap over the top of it.
I think
literally do do Let's say the boom bap
don't
remix.
Ever ruin Alchemist like that. The thing about Alchemist, I'm going to go see him at Jazz Cafe as well, so I'm interested to see what he plays out of this stuff. But like, it's so
just more unfinished stuff. Listen to all this stuff. Drums? Nah, fuck off.
It so makes me think of when we were kids in the 90s, like, where did this abstractness come from? And I was like, oh yeah, actually, in our group, we never talked about abstract hip-hop that much. And now, as I got older, MF Doom was something we never really talked about. He was really abstract at one point. And the same thing with a lot of West Coast. That Far Side might have been the only thing that's so odd that we might have talked about, but that had that Dilla push to it. I think stuff like Armand Hammer, where you're like, fuck, it's either going to stick with you or not, right? And I think if you're a fan, they're probably got one of the best runs going. I reckon if you were ever going to give Armand Hammer a chance, there's projects in the past that are probably more akin to your liking, Ray. But again, you probably won't give them a chance. But it's one of them things, isn't it? It's just one of them acts that some people get, some people don't.
You only got 24 hours in a day, and I've got to sleep.
We do. Only have 24 hours in a day. And on that front, Raymond Ridge, Raymond Ridge. Let's go to you actually for your number one, and then we'll do mine and Jumbo's after this. Raymond Ridge, your number one, mate. What do you keep going back to this year? What is the one you keep going back to?
I say the ones I keep going back to are the plugs I met to, because it's been out for a while, and obviously those are the ones. But I only found this album last week, and I had to throw it on the list because
straight to number one. Recency bias is real right now.
Number one, I don't give a shit. This is an
ill thought out move.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
So go on, break it down. And what is it?
Hitman for Hire V2. JoJo Pellegrino.
V2.
It is fucking ridiculous. It's it's so sick. The beats are proper. Just proper boom bap, just fucking make your head nodability. It's maximum head nodability in this fucking album. It's just ridiculous. So the standout tracks, Let Me Know, Flojo. I know. There's so much in this that I know Jambo was fucking cringing listening to it. You got to Flojo. You got to Flojo. You got to Flojo. But it's so fucking. It's so. I don't know. It's kind of cheeky. Like he's obviously it does gangsterism all across it, but and he makes some obvious references to he's really kind of referring back to just 90s rappers. He keeps making references to Puff and Biggie and just various different people across the album. But he has got his rhyming style is like. It's like a cheap big pun. It's like a cheap big pun kind of thing. Like
how fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you?
You got to listen to it.
I have listened to it twice, mate, and there's no big pun in there.
Terminology is a cheap big pun.
Yes.
This guy is you can't even put big pun
this is I feel sorry for every other fucking rapper you put on this list and they're below this. And you know who I feel sorry for most, mate? Is the one I fucking made loads of notes on, RJ Payne, Leatherface 3. He had Leatherface 3 in his top 5.
Awful. That was awful as well.
Mate, at least with RJ Payne, there's character. There's better rhyming than this album on Leatherface 3.
When you come back to you just go. I keep talking till fucking Cam shuts up. All right, carry on then. Basically, RJ Payne. And look, I know I literally said before about when you were like, I can't remember who you said that the highlight of the album was someone featuring on. I'm like, no, you can't say that. But fucking hell, the highlight of this album is the fucking verse of the year. RJ Payne on here on Threat is the most ridiculous verse I've heard this year. Maybe Shay Cotton might be up there as well. But just on album. Have you heard that track? Have you heard that?
Yeah. I didn't like the actual beat, but I like RJ Payne, so I was there for RJ Payne. It's
kind of a slow beat, and
too slow.
JoJo Pellegrino absolutely fucking rips it up, and then RJ Payne comes in with it's not annoying Eminem too fast double time kind of rapping. It's and look at me, look how fast I can rap kind of thing. But it is double time in a kind of like, oh shit, I can actually hear every word he's saying, and he's so like on beat. It's ridiculous. I wish we could fucking. Play
music. I know. Enunciation.
We're not monetized. Why are we not playing it? Like, it's not that we're going to get demonetized.
True.
They're going to take the fucking no money from us.
I know. I'm just enjoying the fact that enunciation is one of the biggest things for Ray. I love that.
It is. It fucking is.
I think enunciation.
Why isn't it for more people?
You've got really mad at me in the past for saying enunciation, and now you're on the enunciation train. Enunciation's underrated.
He's on the enunciation train. I've always backed enunciation. But if you're at enunciation, Lloyd Banks is
while I'm on the subject of features, Conway on this is
Shooters. That's the best thing.
Shooters, his verse Conway's verse is so nice on this.
Yeah, that is that's a highlight for me.
Griselda on this, JoJo Pellegrino never on Griselda.
Yeah, there you go. He's
never on Griselda, and he's paying them, but they're not paying him.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. But I was thinking when I was hearing this, all I kept thinking is, I fucking miss Sean P, man. Sean P on this album would have been the fucking banger.
No, Sean P making an album and then not getting JoJo Pellegrino. That's what we want.
You know what it is as well? I don't think it's bad. I won't go in there and go, this is bad. I'm just astounded it's top 5. Where I was like, we're talking about interesting. You keep saying, oh, how interesting. But I'd infinitely enjoy something that's going to be different. This just isn't different.
Generic.
This is just so general hip hop.
You've got to sit down and do your fucking homework and listen and get on all of your albums that you're bringing up. And the next one, Jambo's already revealed it's Car anyway. But just you've really got to listen and study and think, and like it's aggressive poetry of Haram and just it's ridiculous. This is a fucking easy listening.
But then my five has got easy listening,
and there's jokes, and there's gangsterism. One of the fucking albums called Butter Fucking Bing is one of the tunes, and it's ridiculous. Long Winter, Flojo, Let Me Know, all of it is just like it's just satisfying.
Do you know what I love? You can always trace Ray's entry point, always. And when you brought RJ Payne, Redman was on there, and I was like, I know Ray's path here. I know how Ray's landed on RJ Payne's Leatherface, and I am going to talk about Leatherface because that's a fucking one I made notes on. But I was like, to be fair, there's moments on there where you're like, no, that's not RJ Payne. There's a guy called Stu Bangers, isn't there? And it was like, Stu Bangers. And I was like, his name's Stuart Bangers. Wow. And I looked him up, and he's fucking huge. He's fucking so tonk. And I was like, you would never rinse him for his name. But favourite MC names, hit us up, create8@gmail.com. But that was on Leatherface, sorry. I thought that was on this. But there's moments on this where on JoJo Pellegrino where I was just like, yeah, I understand how there might be some tracks off it that you might like, but as an album, as a piece of work, you've got easy listening. But your five, it is easy listening. You've got easy listening. Skyzoo maybe not, but
it's like
maybe
it's
that's what you're here for.
It's such a 90s hip hop album that's just come out.
If I could sum up this album, this is how I put it. Imagine you're the producer of MTV's The Jersey Shore, and you need a soundtrack. Instantly, you go to JoJo Pellegrino. You say, JoJo, we want you to go to Pen and Pixel. Do you remember them doing album covers? Tone it back a bit. Don't take all the humour out of the album cover. Put a bullet hole in the top right, and then have you smoking a cigar, and then a bullet's coming out of it.
I mean, that was incredible. I'm kind of here for that, though.
It's basically like a 15-year-old school shooter had to come up with an album cover. It's awful. And then have like lyrics like, my girl was wearing Timberlands while I was fucking her. That's what I call knocking boots.
Knocking boots, yeah. I know, that was like...
Jesus Christ.
The low points
so
on this
bad.
are probably some of the worst low points, I think.
And then somehow... It's the first ever Ghostface Killah verse that I've ever heard he's managed to get on it. It was
him and
really
Ray.
Bad.
Him and Ray, I was like, wow, and it's kind of phoned in. I'm not going to be like that. I think it is a little bit phoned in. But again, the features, you look at the features, you go, oh, but that's what gets you in it, and then you get disappointed when you hear it. But
crayons, eating crayons. I'm sitting there watching Ray eating crayons, going, how are you doing this? We've just been to Nobu. We've just been to some of the finest restaurants that you go to. And
well, the funny thing is,
there's a tune called Feeler. And it stands for Fly Italians Live Abundantly.
I mean, that's good. That's good. I'm here for that.
It's a good track.
That's fucking good. That on a t-shirt, I'm here for that. If you're Italian, let's go.
This is so different from everything else that's on
but that's what I love when you do bring stuff. I think even last year you brought like you do bring other stuff that is a bit more
ransom.
People do call it maybe general or generic or standardized hip hop. I do understand that, but
it's just battle rap.
But I equally love some of that, absolutely. And on my long list, I've got a lot of that. Like Zilla Rockers is a bit different, but like DJ Muggs has had a fucking year and a half with American Cheese and fucking Death and the Magician. I was surprised that stuff wasn't on there because I was like, fuck, that sounds like it's more what Ray's into, but obviously not. But James. Everyone knows my number one. Let's go to James's number one. James, your number one album.
I did spoil yours. I'm sorry. I bought Tyler. Of course, I've bought Tyler. I'm sure this has got to get a better review than Igor because this actually has rapping on it and some
Call Me If You
beats.
Get Lost.
Some.
It's got some great beats on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I reckon Ray likes at least 3 tracks off of this.
Let's find out, Ray.
One track.
Corso. Is it Corso?
Is it Corso in it? It's Corso in it.
No, Hot Wind Blows.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's a great track. You don't like Corso though.
And it's flute hip hop.
And it's flute hip hop. There you go on the playlist. I'm surprised. I thought Corso would have been your one. It's just so raw, rap.
Yeah, but it's Tyler rap. So.
Hey, Tyler can rap.
Tyler can rap.
Tyler can fucking battle, mate.
No, it doesn't.
Have you not seen his freestyle? Have you seen his freestyle? Fucking hell, man. This guy goes in. He can bring it if he wants to, but he's too busy making Wes Anderson music videos, mate.
He will teach you how to exfoliate.
Yeah, exactly. I love Tyler. So
the thing is, like like, I'm not studying everyone's everything. I'm going through an album like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to give it more time. And if it doesn't give me that, like, oh shit, I'm going to let me listen to Cara and analyze every single fucking lyric and what he's coming at. No, I'm not doing that. I'm doing that. That's why JoJo Pellegrino gets on, because it's like, oh fuck, this is easy access, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm happy. I have a smile on my face as I'm nodding my head down the street. Okay, but it's just I don't know.
I had a smile on my face. It's to Tyler. I had a smile on my face into this.
Yeah, this one was more enjoyable. Album. I don't want to be, like Igor. I was like, I'm confused why it's here because it's not hip hop. But it's just got. I mean, it has still got some fucking R&B singy stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of tracks that are R&B that I was like.
But Tupac and Biggie and DMX, they were all doing R&B tracks. It's not like a new thing. Don't you fucking
dare put them in the same. Don't put them in the same thing.
Tupac, Biggie, and DMX.
What are you fucking?
Tupac, Biggie, and DMX deserve to be in the same category. I think if you talk about them three. Like anyone, they've all had R&B. I mean, this is fucking shitloads of DJ Quick. He went off and fucking did singing songs, like actual just singing songs on his albums. People always do it. Songs. They've always done it. I don't.
But it's not always rapped.
Yeah, but this has got rap on every.
I'm trying to think of a track where he's just singing. I can't think of a track where he's just singing. Igor obviously was that, but on this it feels like he's going back into his lyric book, which is what I fucking love. But is there anything else that on Tyler that you had though, Jambo, on this album that makes you put it number one? Like, why is it ahead of everyone?
To me, like, there's the underlying story that he laces through. There's like, for instance, Corso has 2 verses about like they're just flexing, and then the final verse is about the underlying love story, like the love triangle, and like the way he peppers it in certain lyrics, where like. Throughout the album, where it's not just forced on you as like, here's a banger and then here's me doing the love story thing. It's peppered throughout it. It's a well thought album. Like the beats are summery and great, and like if I'm gonna listen to anyone flexing, Tyler is entertaining when he does it. And like I just love little, like for instance, Sweet and I Thought You Wanted to Dance, the sort of where it sort of switches into the reggae beat halfway through. I hated that first time round, and that's really grown on me.
Really?
Yeah, it has. It's just like first time I heard it, I was like, I can't. This is unbearable.
Yeah.
And then now I'm kind of into it.
That's the moments I have with it. Like the high moments are incredibly high, and I am including his aesthetic, like his fucking album push, the promo, the fucking music videos, all the package around it.
Did you see the first Corso at Lollapalooza? Put on Corso Lollapalooza, mate. His performance of that is fucking amazing.
Because that's my track one of my tracks of the year is Corso. Yeah, but he has a lot. Yeah. He has a lot of highs. I find this album's got more skips. That's why I didn't make my 5. There was just too many skips. And again, Race called it R&B, whatever, but it just didn't feel like in the album it didn't sit right. Where I was like, well. I'm here for this type of Tyler, and now I know he's branching into other things. It just didn't feel like an album that I just would listen to back to front. So
I'm yet to say. It's my most played album. I just there's skits on it that usually I wouldn't like, but like his mom talking. Where she was like, I'll beat up kids for my kids. And then it comes in with the beat for Rise, and you just can't, you're just walking down the street and you just can't help. It's head nodability. Yeah. It's got I like the fact that
I liked he's gone back there, because we didn't know where he was going to go after Igor. And his career is so interesting. After Flower Boy, which I think is one of them pivotal albums, When I listen back to Flower Boy now, I can see now why he's here. So I'm interested to see where he goes from this, And... yeah, no, absolutely. Tyler is on my long list, probably my 10, I would say. But yeah, again, one of them albums that just fucking hell, what a year, what a fucking year. So my number 1, as we've alluded to, Car, A Martyr's Reward, bearded Car with a beard now, which is always good. And just one that I didn't know was coming, because he takes a long time usually to drop stuff. And I think a little bit this might be recency bias that it's number 1, because as I said, I think Mach might be number 1, but Car at the moment it's kind of unfair. As soon as it comes on, I'm not listening to anything else but Car. So it's one of them ones that as soon as I heard it, it's just different to what he usually does. First of all, I was like, wow, like for Descendants of Cain, there was a theme. There was a concept. He'd really gone into that whole like journey. This is so much looser and a lot more about him just being like, I'm going to put my heart out there, my soul out there, and make it just more urgent and almost visceral, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like hidden. It's like everything's out there, and it's relating to a lot more, if not intellectual, like high art. It's more relating to, fuck me, this is my role. This is my role in this game, and this is what I've got to do in this game of hip-hop to express myself. And he talks about how he used to be as a kid, and it used to come to him like, I used to get my news from this music. And you'd be like, yeah, shit, like, I can imagine that being a thing. And now when he listens to music, hip-hop, he's not getting that news as much. He's getting other things that aren't relatable to him, and that's what I found was so much more relatable about this album about Car.
He needs more JoJo Pellegrino in his ass.
He clearly does. He clearly does. But it's for me, it's I kind of like the fact that he sheds the heaviness on themes, and he goes more into his own place, like his own home in art and his purpose, which is fascinating. About what purpose do you serve in this rap game now, Car? Like, you've kind of sunned loads of MCs. Hearing Navy Blue on here was fucking amazing, and it was like, yes, this is where, you know, the dad, you said it earlier, what did you say, Jambo, last year, where it was like, it's like Car's son is Navy Blue, and hearing them on a track.
Car's been in the drug game for years. He's made his money, and like now he's rapping, and he's had his son, and his son doesn't have to do the drug game. He just has to be emotional and a bit emo, and that's
although
Navy Blue.
I don't think Car is about drugs, is it? I think Cars is more about the
But he would, like, a lot of his lyrics are about back in the day and like the hardships of growing up, and he did sell drugs, right? That's like
I don't know if he actually did, because I know he's a fireman.
There's a lot of drugs. There is drugs talk on it. And stuff.
Yeah, there might. Yeah, but again, obviously, you're talking about your community and where you've come from. But I think like when you hear stuff like, and again, don't want to be a sample snitch, but I think on Everybody Up, he samples my favourite Led Zeppelin song. I heard it straight. I was like, fuck, man, is that Tangerine? And I don't know if it is or not, but it fucking sounds like it. And the fact he flips a guitar sample like that makes me think, even if he hasn't got a theme, he's just fucking going in there with the production. I know Preservation's on here as well. And Subtle is such a fucking odd song. It's so odd where as soon as it starts, like, who raps over this fucking beat? And he's like, I fucking do. That's what I fucking do. And bang, it might be a task, but he just fucking talks about, I think he even talks about his love life on there. And you're like, yeah, like, what's he... I'd stayed anonymous if prominent was pure. That was another line where I was like, fuck, what was that? I'd have stayed anonymous if prominent was pure. Again, these things that stick in you and make you just think about the music. And I'm not saying like raise that, study every line. I ain't got time to do that. I'm editing a fucking podcast with 2 episodes a week. Like, I ain't got time to be studying. What it is it sticks in your head. And I notice there's another one, which I know where he's like, cops got us under the microscope to make us see cells. No, my vitamin was iron, but now I want a B12. And you're like, what? What's that? And these things, even though they could be very simple metaphors, the similes are very deep, and you just like having them in your head around the day. And for me, it was just like, Carl, I don't know, there's just not many people that do this, who are mysterious, deliver fucking gold, like on almost every project. I can't think of one weak Car project. I know people out there have said this is the weakest one because it's not got that theme, it's not high art and all that. And I was like, would I prefer to wait 2 or 3 years for another Car project, or hear him talk about how fucking angry he is about all this shit that's stolen from him and he wants it back? And that's the shit where I was like, yeah, I fucking prefer that, to be fair. So that is my album of the year at the moment. Car, Martyr's Reward. Raymond, I know your shit is usually there. Its shit is usually there. Anything else to go with its shit?
I don't think you think it's shit, do you? You don't think it's shit?
Nah, I feel like he's Eeyore. He's just moaning.
Yeah, that is true. He is a little bit.
That's all he is. Yeah. Then that's what I had. Like, he's Eeyore. Like, Navy Blue's like Eeyore's son, and like and Boldy James. Like, all of them. They're just all fucking different versions of Eeyore. I don't know.
What do you mean moaning? What do you mean moaning? What's he moaning about?
He's just talking about it like. It's not an upbeat shit album, is it? He's not talking about how much he loves life.
But art doesn't always have to be upbeat, does it? I didn't know art had to be upbeat. Like,
it does for me.
Okay.
JoJo Pellegrino.
We're going around in circles on this pod, aren't we? We've talked about
JoJo Pellegrino.
My thoughts on Car is this is a bit of a lighter listen than Descendants of Cain. Not much, but it's a few shades lighter.
Lighter listen, Jesus.
Yeah, I think Descendants of Cain is a lot heavier.
Yeah,
but although I now think that's probably album of the year.
I need to be able to put Car on, like you say, and I don't want to be able to study it. I just want it to like earworm in his little like phrases because he's so good. He's so good. This is another Darren Aronofsky album where he's so good, but like the beats need to be somewhere where they're not just me feeling miserable. Like I need to be, just take it to mid-level where I can just put it on and enjoy the beat. And it's a bit more
misery.
Towards that level.
It might be good misery. Well done, but it's misery. I don't know.
I think it's a good album, but again, it's one that like, and as with Descendants of Cain, I listened to that and I was like, this is fucking amazing, but have I banged it since?
Oh, I have.
Not really.
I think a little bit of this, me putting Car number one here, was that I now think Descendants of Cain was best album of 2020 because I listened to it that much, and I'm like, fuck.
So I won 2020.
Yeah, so I think you might have won 2020 as well.
I won 2020.
So I think Descendants of Cain might be number one, but I mean, we're going to get to the end of the year, and this might be number one, might be number two, might not even be the fight.
Imagine if it's Ray's number one by the end of the year.
Oh yeah, imagine that.
He's just come round and he's really miserable, and he's come round to it. Yeah, I see you, Car.
Well, guys, I appreciate you bringing these. People out there, hit us up with your thoughts on these albums. What does Car bring to you? Misery? What does JoJo Pellegrino bring to you? There you go, depth. But that's what we want, right?
Crayola.
But before we do jump off, I'd love for you guys to hit us up in the YouTubes and obviously email, whatever socials about this. But also some honourable mentions, man, because as we said, there has been some amazing albums that have come out. Evidences, Unlearning Volume 1 is fucking brilliant. Zilla Rocker, Big Vegas, big up, great album. Talked about DJ Muggs and Hologram American Cheese. Madlib, Sound Ancestors, Smooth and Giallo, Point Amongst Wolves. Orange, The World is Chaos, But I Feel Better. All these things that have come out, just big up everyone for just fucking delivering this year, man. And yeah, on to the next one. In the end of the year, we will sum this up and maybe even make it a live chat so Ray has to answer some of the public questions, which I can't wait. Can't wait for that. So yes, Patreon is coming, by the way. So yeah, sign up to the newsletter, crate808@gmail.com and at crate808.com. Just go on there and just check us all out. Guys, anything to add about 2021 and hip-hop? Pheromonches 13, sorry, forgot about that one. That's another one I've been rinsing. What anything for you guys?
Anyone else who's coming on for an interview that we need to put their album in?
Oh, mate, I wish I could get Lloyd Banks, mate. I want Lloyd Banks. But yes, lads, anything else from 2021 that's got you going, or you enjoying this year?
I mean, Ray's got a lot of bangers on his list.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the bangers. We're
going to go into that end of the year. End of the year, we're going to do bangers.
I mean, we could just talk forever about it, but one thing that can't go past without mentioning is Jadakiss, obviously.
Oh, obviously, mate, MVP. MVP of the year.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, MVP.
Apparently, West Side Gun's going to do an album with Jadakiss.
I heard this. Do you know the thing I love about?
I'm there for that.
Do you know what I've heard about West Side as well? Like he'll put these little Easter eggs in. So you know the Pray for Haiti album cover, like it's like this kind of Basquiat art thing. And someone put it on Twitter where they were like, "Oh, have you noticed how Pray for Paris and that had the similarities?" I was like, "Oh fuck, I completely missed that." And he was like, "Yeah, this shit goes over people's heads at times." And I'm like, "Shit, like you're actually playing on that level as well." So he's really thinking about the full package, and which is something I think Jadakiss could fucking really do with, is someone doing that with him. So yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I had one more thing to say. I wanted to bring Donda just to see Ray.
I thought we were going to get away with that Donda and Drake. But
I can't. There's nothing on that album. There's only there's 2 tracks that I like on it. It is not a good album. So I couldn't have bought it for the laughs.
I mean, both the same, aren't they? It's just like they both do what they do. It's like, all right, so Drake's done, and I love how this hate for Drake. And I was like, this is his last 3 albums. This is exactly what he does. It's like
I've not even listened to it. Drake's just appalling.
Oh, do you know what is interesting? He's definitely been hearing Rock Marciano, because if you listen to the opening track, he's rhyming like Rock Marciano. And you're
God, I've got to. Now I'm going to have to listen to it just to.
Yeah, but it's because I hadn't heard the album. Nicholas Craven was like, Drake.
I think you have to.
I think there was quite a few people tweeting about Drake listening to rock, and I was like, what? And that's why I went in. And to be fair, it's been on the house because it's just easy, isn't it? It's just easy to listen to, but it's the same as usual. But yeah, there you go. There is our wrap of the mid-year, end of September album reviews. These will be going out to you guys. Hit us up on crate808.com on all our socials.
We didn't actually save a section to be like track of the year, but Shay Cotton by King Crooked. It's just, have you heard that beat? The West Coastness of that beat. Oof.
I'm here for that, though. We've had a West Coast year, as you know.
Whoa. You haven't heard it? You haven't heard Shake On?
Don't think so,
Man,
no.
you should pause it, listen to it now, and then react.
Okay.
Should we do that? I'm up for doing that.
No, literally do it.
Okay.
Just put the beat on.
Let's just listen to it. King Crooked.
Anything to make it longer, isn't it?
It's not
he's
my
on a podcast I've seen.
It's not my favourite type of West Coast beat. This is like Dre before 2001.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good, Ray. It does sound good. I don't know. I need time to really go in. Yes,
it's ridiculous, and the track is just. I mean, it's just him rapping, and there's some ridiculous lines in there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we'll be going into bangers of the year for the end of the year for sure. Absolutely. So yes, big yourselves up, lads. Thank you for bringing that flavour.
Fig myself up.
I was saying big yourself up, but if you
do
enjoy a fig,
fig yourself up.
Do go get a fig and enjoy the fig as well if you want to. Underrated, I would say. But yeah, there you go. Lads, on to the next one. I shall catch you soon. And yeah, there we go. Nice one. Boom.
Live long and prosper.
Boom.
I'm doing it.
Peace.